Thank you. My name is Paecha. That was given to me when I was born by my grandmother. But the government gave me a name, Mary Louie. I was born in the stateside, and my husband's from the lower Smalkameen, so I've come up here. But what has been happening with the changes in the water, as you notice, is going down lower each year, and if we don't get the snow that we need to wash all of that garbage out of it, all of the water people are going to be gone. But the dams that they put in has caused a lot of discomfort for the water people. It's hard for them to get to where they're going to complete what they have to do. And with the power poles going through also causes a lot of disturbance for the water, and as well as for the land around us, as well as the feeding areas for the wild animals, the deer, the moose, the elk, the bear, and the little animals. But it's something that I've been working on for the past maybe 5 years since they've come to me. Well, they've came to me before, but I've never really took heed to their messages until I started watching them, and they were slowly getting ill. When they go to the water to partake of the water is polluted from the mines. When the mines open their gates or whatever it is that they put in there, a few years this water at certain times became milky, and it's from the mine up Princeton way. So it does affect the water, and it does affect the animals. With the vehicles, the highway alongside the rivers and the lakes, from the fumes from the vehicle gets into the air, and when it rains it goes into the water, so it still affects the water and the water people and the ones that partake of the water. So it's a lot of things that I've been trying to help them by speaking out for them, because they have no one to speak for them and they can't speak for themselves. So this is some of the things that, and logging also damages the watersheds for the animals as well, the water people, because of the skidding, the cutting her hair is what the trees are. Represents some of the earth. Her hair is being cut. So when it snows in the runoff, there's nothing to hold it back, so it goes into the river. So everything that they leave behind in the logging areas is washed to the water as well, or left on the ground. And when their medicine comes up, they can't partake of their medicines because it's damaged by the oil or the grease or the gas that's left, or diesel. So that affects them, and also affects the water people, because their food is contaminated also from all of the pollution that's thrown in there. The boaters are the ones that has boats. They don't check their tanks, so the gas leaks or the oil leaks. Or if it's mixed, it still leaks and gets into the water, and the sewage that they may let out into the river also affects them. And the houses are getting to be closer to the river each year. They're getting to be more, whether it's the river, the lakes, the oceans, the creeks, it's affecting the water again. So I'm not thinking ahead. They also cause a lot of damage for the crossings for the animals, because they damage their pathways, whether it's going to the water or crossing the rivers or the creeks. And when they put up dams, that they forget about the crossings. They just do what they are instructed to do. And I go back to Alaska. When I looked at the caribou up there, there's a lot of them a few years ago was drowned by the changes in their pathway, and they had to cross because that was their way of crossing the rivers. And it's natural for them to follow their path, and there's a lot of them that drowned it that year. Now they're talking about drilling and where they put the wells, the oil wells or gas wells or the pipelines, the gas lines and the oil lines also affects the areas and the water as well. So it affects their birthing area, it affects their medicines that they have out there, it affects their watersheds that nourishes their medicines, and it affects their ceremony areas. So there's a lot of things we have to look at, and I've met with a few and tried to help them to understand the damages, not only the four-legged ones, but the little people as well. It bothers them too. And I think we need to start speaking out. I'm hoping to have more that they will come forward, that the water people or the four-legged animals has gone to connect with them and say, hey, we need help. We're not being respected anymore. We're not being honored anymore. We're not being looked at as something because we chose to be here for you. We chose to provide for you, that you're able to feed your family, that you're able to, what we partake that will help your family to regain their strength, and the medicines we take will help them as well. So there's a lot of things that I look at and try to help. When they go hunting, sometimes they only go hunting for the trophy, and they should look at the spirit of the animals before they decide to go hunting, because it's there for their families. And when they go fishing, the ceremonies for each of these have to return in respect. And for the sportsman that goes out fishing or hunting, they should also look at not wasting the meat, but giving it to somebody if they don't want it, and honor what they are going after, and not just to be a sports because they get a bigger trophy in some manner. That's something that they have to look at. This river here I wouldn't get into, I wouldn't drink from because it's polluted. It's the Smelkameen River. So these are some of the things that I tried to reach the people with. When they have parties along the river, the lakes, that's dishonoring the spirit of that water and what lives in that, the water or the lake or the ocean, because they get upset because they're not being respected. And that's why the water claims sometimes a life, because it's not being respected anymore. It's being dishonored and misused in some manner, especially in the mountains where there's lakes or beautiful creeks up there. And they have access now to the waters up there that they can party, or they can throw their garbage out or whatever they can. And they don't have respect for the land and what she has to offer. And she still cares because she still provides. So we need to start thinking about her and the Mother Earth and respecting her and what she has given us to continue this walk at this time upon the Mother Earth. Because she can pull back, and she can pull everything back with her, and there'll be nothing. So there's a lot of respect, and if they're planning something, they should get the First Nation people, the elders from the reserves involved that knows their teachings and knows their walk and how important everything is to us. The air, the land, the trees, the roots, the four-legged ones, the winged ones. Even the winged ones are being affected by all of this too. So with all of the houses and the traffic and the salt that they put on the highway in the wintertime, that's why so many of our animals are killed, because their salt licks has been destroyed. So they come to the easiest place, and that's the highways, and the vehicles are always in a hurry. They don't slow down. So the birds or the four-legged ones are killed there. So my long term is that the people will start respecting and honoring what is there for them, and take care of it in a good way.